We're talking about stress. What are 7 practical ways that you and I can reduce our stress? This is one of those topics that affects everybody. I love teaching these tools, whether it's to business owners, entrepreneurs, HR, managers, but also parents. These are things that we can apply to the home life as well. What can we do to reduce our own stress and actually teach our children around stress management? So a lot of people are stressed. The results and the studies and stats are staggering in this. But have you ever thought about what is the impact when we feel stressed? A lot of us feel stressed, but what's really the impact? And then we're going to talk about what we can do about it. But just to kind of get us to start thinking, this comes out of Stress in American Study, and they kind of looked at the negative impacts of stress. 36% say it impacts your mental health. 34% feel nervous. 33% feel depressed or sad. 30% see a reduction in interests or hobbies. 21% experience forgetfulness. Do we realize that it actually impacts our ability to concentrate and whether or not we remember information? 17%, almost like a fifth, have difficulty making decisions. Okay, so this is a big topic. So then the question becomes, what do we do about it? And just before we kind of talk about that for just a second, a certain amount of stress is actually good for us. We don't want to eliminate all parts of stress. There is actually parts of some stress, a little bit of stress can actually be really good for us. But it's when it becomes overwhelming that it becomes really dangerous for us. So let's talk about it. There's 7 things I want you to ask yourself. Do a little audit, okay? Are you doing these 7 things? 7 things that will impact and help you reduce your stress for all ages. Number 1, time management. I often say that stress and time management are besties. If we don't manage our time well, we'll tend to feel a lot more stress. Time management and stress are very correlated. They're very correlated. So ask yourself, do you know how to manage your time? Are you managing your time well? And if not, start focusing on that as a way in terms of actually reducing your stress. So time management, a lot of people don't think it's interconnected. It's highly interconnected. Number 2, sleep. Are you getting enough sleep? Do you understand how many hours of sleep you need, what time of bed you need to get to go to bed, what time you're actually waking up in the morning? Are you kind of getting that really rich sleep, or are you waking up kind of still feeling very groggy? So pay attention to your sleep. Okay, so how are you managing your sleep? Number 3, nutrition. So I've been doing this work for a long time. I actually just figured out this past week, I think I'm in I always say 25 years. It's actually longer than 25 years. I think this is actually 27 or 28 years I've been doing this work for a very, very long time. And when I first started my practice, I worked in a medical office with 3 amazing family doctors. And they would work on the physical side. That's obviously not my area. And I would work on the emotional side. And so I would see the power that nutrition has. And I would see, and this is kind of where sleep actually gets impacted actually as well. But if we don't physically take care of ourselves, all right, so we're not getting enough sleep, we're not refueling our body, the ability for a person to implement cognitively what I wanted them to do was going to be it would really go down. And so I would say, listen, I can teach you great tools in this category and this topic, but if you're not getting enough sleep and you're not exercising and you're not, you're not eating well, then your ability to remember and apply what I'm going to teach you, you're going to have a difficult time with it. So really pay attention, everybody. Really pay attention. What is your nutrition like? Are you getting enough nutrition? Are you getting healthy nutrition? Talk to your family doctor about that. 4th one is mindset. What is your mindset? Do you tend to focus on playing the victim? Life is happening to me. Or are you of the growth mindset? I'm going to learn, I'm going to grow, I'm going to be solution focused, I'm going to take charge of my life. And if I don't like something, I'm going to do something different about it. I'm not going to play the victim, I'm going to be solution focused. So pay attention to your mindset. 5th one is gratitudes. How grateful are you? Are you more of a pessimist? Or are you a more optimist? People sometimes will say, well, Karyn, I'm a realist. Yeah, you can be an optimist and a realist. Those 2 things don't have to be, you don't have to sacrifice one for the other. You can be a realist, optimist. So are you focused on, do you have a good practice in place for being grateful, to showing grateful, to express gratitude to others, but also being grateful to your for the different parts of your life. And I've talked about this in other videos. I spend the first 30 minutes to an hour every morning doing meditation and gratitude. It's a game changer for me. It is so good for my mental health and for my stress management. So something to think about, everybody. Number 5. Number 6, nature. We've seen a lot of more recent research around the power that nature has. Are you spending time in nature? Just going outside and being in pure nature. Just walk through a forest. This is free. Have you noticed that everything I'm talking about is free? Okay, so none of this costs any money. We just have to be intentional about it. So are you spending time in nature? Think about that. And if not, then spend time in nature. Some of the studies I've seen is going for walks, 3 to 4 times a week for 20 minutes can have a significant impact in terms of our overall stress and mental health. And the last one, everybody, the last one is something that I just actually started doing this past year. My family is very proud of me, is exercise. I was always very active. I have tons of sports and that I love to do. But in terms of like regular exercise, daily exercise, it was never a priority for me. And so, but not this year. This year, we've actually started doing it, and we do it together as a family early before everybody kind of starts work and goes to school. And so exercise, everybody. Are you doing regular exercising for your body? And again, it kind of plays to that whole idea that our body, we need to take care of our body. We need to take care of our physical health, and this will really help us with our mental health. Okay, so everything's interconnected, but it's really important. So again, those are the 7. So ask yourself, a little audit, how are you doing with those categories? Time management, sleep, nutrition, mindset, gratitude, being in nature, and exercise.